I seen a cop car going extremely fast also, and I thought, well, something must be going on in the neighborhood.
Right now at 4, new developments a day after a car chase leads to a collision with a school bus. We are hearing from police who describe how it happened. And closing its doors, a local Catholic school says it can't afford to stay open any longer. We're breaking down what's next for teachers and students.
Human trafficking is basically slavery.
And facing a harsh reality, sex trafficking in Western New York. Hear how one case is highlighting a growing problem.
Station with the most local news. This is News 4 at 4.
We begin at 4 with a live look over downtown Buffalo. You can see it looks pretty wet out there just from the look of the camera there, and you can see the camera kind of shaking around. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us. A lot of us are seeing also some snow this afternoon in Western New York. Maria Pittman sent us this photo from Allegheny. Take a look at that. You can see this, the road and the grass almost covered with snow. And Katie sent us this photo from Olean with the caption, "This is what we call 39 degrees in Olean." You can see snow piling on top of her car. And yes, it is almost April. Let's go ahead and check in with former meteorologist Andrew Baglini. Andrew, this is the start of some wet weather for us.
Oh, big time. It's going to be messy for the next, say, 36 to 40 hours or so. And it's not an early April Fool's joke with that snow. And when you get the snow with this type of temperature that we have, very big wet clumps that we've been seeing mainly down across the southern tier, Cat and Allegheny counties. There's a look at the radar, though. A lot of rain mixing with some wet snowflakes and maybe even some sleet around the metro. But right now we're going to be pretty much looking at some rain. You might notice on the radar starting to see the initial bands of showers lifting off to the north and east. So we'll actually get a little bit of dry time for the next couple of hours. Good news for your evening commute. Still holding on to that snow at the moment across Allegheny County, but as a surface warm front begins to lift in later on this evening, we're just looking at rain. So this snow is not going to be sticking around for very long. Here's a look at the water vapor imagery. The brighter colors, the whites and the greens, indicating a lot of moisture in the air, and you see back off to the west, what's moving our way is just a pool of moisture. So we've got a lot more to get through tonight and all day tomorrow with this rain. Temperatures outside 36 right now in Buffalo, 40 at the Falls. We set our daytime highs earlier on, right around freezing across the southern tier, which is why we've been seeing that snow. But as the warmer air continues to move in, we're just looking at rain. And because of the prolonged nature and the heavy rain, we are looking at the potential for some minor flooding. Right now, the creeks forecasted to rise close to action stage, but not over the banks at the moment. We have no watches, no advisories in place yet, something we'll keep a very close eye on. Rain will return closer to dinner time. It will be heavy at times through tonight, maybe even a few thunderstorms coming up in my full forewarned forecast. I'll let you know how long this wet weather pattern is sticking around.
Andrew, thanks. More than 50 million people are still facing the threat of severe weather in the U.S. Parts of Louisiana saw flooding overnight, while high winds knocked trees down and damaged buildings. In Texas, winds reached 100 miles an hour, ripping homes apart.
I'm in shock, and it's horrible.
I think probably the damage that we have on our house is from all the debris and everything that came from the other 3 homes that you're seeing.
At least 18 tornadoes were reported in Texas this week. Areas from the Gulf Coast to Michigan are seeing storms today. And remember, you can track the snow, rain, and any weather updates in 2 easy ways. You can download our free Forewarn Weather app for your phone or your tablet. You can also log on to our website, WIVB.com, for the latest forecast. Turning to your top 4 scary moments in Buffalo after Buffalo police say someone stole one of their police cars and crashed it. Take a look. This is video from the scene at Costock and Bailey Avenues earlier this afternoon. You can see a Buffalo police car on top of a fire hydrant. Police tell us the officer left the patrol car running in the B District parking lot and quickly ran inside. That's when someone jumped into the car and ran off. Buffalo Police Lieutenant Jeff Rinaldo describes how they were able to track the car down.
The officer immediately recognized that the vehicle was missing. All of our vehicles have GPS technology in them, so they were able to immediately locate where the vehicle was. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle. The driver of the vehicle took off. A small pursuit ensued. The vehicle crashed into, I think, a fire hydrant.
Now, again, that happened at Comstock and Bailey. We're told no one was hurt and the driver was arrested. We will update you with any other new developments. We are learning new details this afternoon about a car crash involving a school bus that hurt 6 students in Buffalo. We brought you this as breaking news yesterday at 4. It started when police were serving a search warrant. The suspect drove away, hitting a Buffalo police car. He then kept driving, hit another car near Bailey Avenue and another at Orlando Street. The vehicle then rolled and hit a bus from Houghton Academy.
I think mostly people were concerned because it was a bus accident. So first and foremost, people were concerned about the kids and stuff like that. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's a hectic situation.
The students were not seriously hurt. The detective was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. The suspect is in critical condition and in police custody. A mother and daughter are facing charges after the mother was caught hiding her wanted daughter during a traffic stop. It happened in the village of Warsaw. The Wyoming County Sheriff's Office says 27-year-old Rachel Lafferty was wanted on a warrant for drug charges. They thought she was in a van with 66-year-old Gloria Lafferty driving. Deputies say Gloria told them her daughter wasn't in the van, but they ended up finding her hiding in a storage area in the back. Gloria is charged with hindering prosecution. Rachel was arrested. A school in Cheektowaga is closing after being open for 70 years. Mary Queen of Angels will not reopen next school year. It's because not enough students are enrolling. Now teachers are wondering about the next steps. News 4's Allie Ingersoll has the latest.
When the students inside of Mary Queen of Angels leave at the end of the school year and the doors close behind them, they'll be closing for good.
There was no way to be able to open the school.
That's because the enrollment numbers are declining. Only 69 students are on class rosters for next year, dropping from the 103 students who are currently attending the school.
Parents are getting more and more desperate, trying to afford a Catholic education for their children.
Sister Carol Semino is the superintendent for the Buffalo Catholic Schools. She says tuition ranges from $3,500 to $5,000 per child each year, while the cost for education is about $6,000 to $8,000 a year. That's significantly less than the price per child at a public school, which is around $20,000 each school year.
As Catholic schools close, the tax burden is just going to grow more and more. We're saving taxpayers money. They should care.
The superintendent says for years, Catholic school teachers and administrators have been lobbying to lawmakers to provide tax credits for families who want their children to have Catholic educations, as they feel it'll help keep more students in desks at diocesan schools. Sister Carol says it's never easy to decide to close one of the schools.
It's so hard to close a Catholic school. There's something about it. There's a family atmosphere there. There's the deeper spirituality that goes on there. So very sad.
Mary Queen of Angels opened its doors in the 1940s, providing a parochial education for thousands of students. For the 100 remaining enrolled, these last few months will be filled with the same traditions which those who came before them have participated in. The sister feels this time those traditions will mean a little more, as they're the last group that will be experiencing them inside of this school.
A Catholic school education is more of an experience. At the end, you have to say, I can't explain what it was like. You had to be there.
Sister Carol says that when they told the parents the school 3, 2, 1. Sister Carol says when they told the parents the school will be closing, they also gave them information about possible schools the kids could go to next year. She says they reached out to the principals at those schools, asking them to give priority admissions to the students who will be leaving this school here, Mary Queen of Angels. She says they also reached out to principals across the entire diocese, asking them to give priority hiring to the teachers who will be losing their jobs here when the school closes in June. Reporting from Cheektowaga, Allie Ingersoll, News 4.
We are seeking to determine if there is an actual fire, but there's clearly a lot of smoke.
Across the nation, the Senate Intelligence Committee is holding its first public hearing on Russia's interference in the 2016 presidential election. The committee says Russians employed thousands of hackers to spread misinformation on social media and to hack into Democratic emails. Both sides of the aisle say the investigation is not political, but it's about the only thing they're agreeing on. Kristen Holmes is in Washington with the latest developments.